So I have been using the Elgato Wave 3 for a year now, and I've relied on it from YouTube content creation to late night gaming sessions and even professional meetings. While there are plenty of technical reviews out there, I'm here to share my personal insights of using this microphone and hidden features that not many people talks about and have dramatically improved my user experience. This video will be split into 3 parts. What I like about this microphone, what plugins and settings I use, and whether if this microphone works in 2024. So this microphone has a couple of features that I like about. One of my favorite has to be the software, Elgato Wave. Unlike other brands that makes the software as a secondary feature, it's totally a different story for Elgato. They made the software as good as the microphone itself, and I think that's because Wave 3 is so much popular. Wavelink is a high-quality audio mixer with the ability to adjust the audio the way you want. You can add equalizer, plugins, and even NVIDIA noise removal tool that works extremely well removing the external noise. If you are curious about the settings and plugins I use, I will share later in this video. In addition to the software, Wave 3 comes with a sleek and modern design, especially the white one, making it not just a piece of tech, but a stylish addition to any desk setup. But the design isn't just for the show. The functionality, like the dial in the front, is what elevates this microphone to the next level. Imagine being in the mid-game session, maybe you are in a stream and you have to adjust your microphone audio. With the Wave 3, it's as simple as a twist of a dial to tweak your microphone gain or headphone volume. And the touch-sensitive mute button on top is a game changer for those moments when you need to quickly go silent without fumbling through the software like Discord. Speaking of functionality and ease of use, plug-and-play USB connectivity of this microphone means there is no complicated setup required like XLR cables, amplifiers, or signal boosters. Just plug your microphone into your computer, either it's a PC or Mac, and you are good to go. It's that easy. Now for a feature that genuinely caught me off guard is the headphone jack. It's not just a regular headphone jack, it's a headphone jack that you can monitor your audio with zero lag, making sure your audio always sounds right. And the power behind this headphone jack is what really caught me off guard, because I'm using a Sennheiser 58X and it has a 150 ohm resistance, which means you need an amplifier generally to make it really sound high and really shine. Elgato Wave 3's built-in amplifier handles it with ease and delivering crisp, clear audio without needing extra gear. That was an unexpected bonus for me, and it made the Wave 3 as an audio solution instead of just a microphone for me. Yet what distinguishes the Elgato Wave 3 is its superior audio quality. This microphone shines with its ability to adapt any sound profile. Want a richer, bass-heavy, podcasty feel on your microphone? Or maybe you prefer a crystal clear sound from a condenser microphone? Wave 3 excels there too. Its flexibility in sound customization through the Elgato Wave software sets it apart, offering unparalleled control to achieve the perfect audio presence for any contents. So now let's continue with the settings and plugins I used in the Elgato Wave software. First up, in the input device, I have my Elgato Wave 3, and as you can see, there is a green button on the bottom of this input device, and when you click it, you will see my audio effects applied to this audio source. You will hear how each one of these affects my sound when I started to close them one by one, and as you can see, it makes a huge difference when it's full closed and full open with all of the effects applied to my voice. And right now I will start explaining them one by one, but before I want to clear out that the first audio effect you apply is the one that's applied to your voice, and the second one is applied to the first audio effect that you applied, and it continues like that. So in this case, what we want to do in the first audio effect that we apply is to remove the entire noise from your audio so that you have a clear bass voice that you can add equalizer or other effects to it. So right now I removed all of my audio effects, and the first one that I apply is the Elgato Noise Removal tool. When you open the Elgato Noise Removal tool, you will see a visual like this that shows you the noise removal tool is actually off. And when you press it, you will see the microphone is getting close to you and the noise removal tool is actually on. First of all, I want to show you how this actually works in real life. I have my keyboard in here and I'm going to be typing to see how much noise it can get through the microphone. As you can see, it picks up a lot of the noise from the keyboard. And I will open the noise removal tool right now, and I will try it again. As you can see, microphone doesn't pick any of the keyboard noise, and I'm really happy with this noise removal tool because of that, and I think it performs really good. And now we have a clear audio from the noise, and we can continue with other audio effects that we want to apply. The second one I want to add is the Elgato EQ. I think the equalizer is one of the effects that you can apply to your voice that will have the most difference that the audience will hear. For example, this is the equalizer closed and this is the equalizer opens. As you can see, my voice is just got a bit more shiny and a bit more clear to the listener, I hope. How I did is actually with this equalizer settings. Going through each of these in detail is probably a topic for another video, but I'm just going to be showing you how actually each one of these will contribute to the sound by just closing them one by one. Yeah, here is what I sound without the equalizer, and here is how I sound with all of the equalizer nodes is enabled one by one. And now we are continuing with the Lapatity Excite, and this one is just a filter that just shines up my voice just a little bit, and here are the settings for it. This is not a mandatory addition to my setup, but it just changes the voice of me and shines it up slightly, and I'm liking that and adding it to my audio effect list just because of that. And the next one is the compressor, and what compressor does is it's basically takes your lower and higher volume of noise and gets it to a somewhat of equal level. For example, the compressor is closed now, and when I speak very slowly, the sound of me is probably lower, and when I speak loudly, my voice is probably a lot higher. But when I activate the compressor, my lower voice is probably going to be a little bit sounding higher, and my higher voice is probably sounding a little bit more to an average degree. I hope it makes sense, and I hope it sounds the way I explained it. And here are my settings for my compressor. And the last one is the Renegade, which is a noise gate. Noise gate basically removes the noise that is below some thresholds. I added this noise gate at the end of my audio effects because after the equalizer, Lapatity Excite, and the compressor, some of the noise that might be boosted throughout this audio effects. And to make sure there is no noise in the output of this Wavelink software, I just put this Renegade noise gate to just eliminate if anyone existed after all of these audio effects. And I activated the Renegade right now, and I'm not in a noisy environment, so you won't hear probably a noise, but it's just an addition if in case something goes wrong. And here are my settings for the Renegade noise gates. To download the plugins, I go into this Elgato website, which I'm going to be sharing in the description down below. And here Elgato shared many alternatives to equalizers, compressors, noise gates, you name it. For example, for equalizers, there is the Elgato equalizer, which I use. There is LV60, Rea EQ, and for compressors, there's a bunch of alternatives. For noise gates, it's the same. You can have a look at for all of the plugins in here and download the ones that you actually want in your setup. Before sharing my final thoughts, it's important to understand where this Wave 3 sits on the market, especially in 2024. Even years after its release, compared to other condenser USB microphones from mainstream brands like SteelSeries, Corsair, and Razer, Wave 3 still holds its ground as a top contender. Its exceptional audio and software quality is what sets it apart, and that's why you actually see it on many content creators' microphone of choice. Priced at around $120, Wave 3 sits at a premium point in the market. At this price range, you are entering territory where XLR microphones, known for their studio quality sound and podcast-like sound profiles. Notable mentions include Rode PodMic and Elgato Wave DX, both which promise unparalleled sound fidelity for their cost. However, these XLR solutions require a bit more complex setup, including amplifiers and occasionally signal boosters. This not only complicates the user experience, but significantly inflates the cost beyond the cost of the microphone itself. Wave 3 strikes a perfect balance in these options, offering studio-grade sound fidelity, high functional software, and a sleek design, all without the cost and complexity of a professional XLR setup. This strategic positioning not only highlights its value in a crowded market, but also sets the stage for a closer look at the features that contribute to its enduring appeal. And because of all that, I think Elgato Wave 3 still worth it in 2024. So what do you think about this microphone? Do you like it? Do you own it? And do you consider buying it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you are interested in this microphone or microphones that I mentioned throughout this video, all will be in the description down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and see you in the next one.